It was a rainy night, and I was driving home after my shift at the diner. The night was calm, but I still had a strange energy. I knew I would have to take melatonin to sleep when I got home. I followed my usual route, a scenic road that was beautiful during the day but became gloomy and dark at night due to the lack of streetlights. Every now and then there were small parking lots near family restaurants or stores, but mostly they were patches of forest where rain fell on the trees, creating ominous sounds. As I drove past a well-known deli, I noticed a woman standing under a streetlight waving in the rain. As I slowed down, I realized it was a middle-aged woman, about 55 years old, very tall, about 5, 11, or 6. She seemed a little unnatural, as if she had a sinister smile frozen on her face, and her eyes glittered in the dim light. I rolled down my window and asked if she needed help. She approached my car, praising me for my kindness, and I asked where she was going. She replied that she was just going into town. Even though she was soaking wet and my car was getting wet too, I couldn't leave her outside in the cold. Picking up a random man, however, would be a different story. The woman seemed friendly, but as I looked at her while she was talking, I noticed she was missing a few teeth, which was quite repulsive. I started to wonder if she was homeless, but she didn't smell or look homeless. The rain could have masked any odor, and her rain-soaked hair looked unkempt, but could have been straight from the water. Still, the woman smiled the whole time and didn't seem threatening, though for a moment I thought I heard whispers from deep in the woods, as if someone was watching us. When we came to an intersection with a gas station, I stopped at the pump to fill up. I offered her something from the store, feeling like I was doing a good deed for the week. She declined, and I went inside to pay for gas and a few drinks. When I returned to my car, the woman was gone. I took a quick look around the parking lot, but she was gone. I felt a slight pang of regret, like she was a lost, helpless woman, but I also calmed down a bit. I filled up a full tank of gas and drove home, but felt like someone was watching me from the darkness. When I got back to my apartment, which was on the first floor of a semi-detached house, I quickly went inside to escape the rain. I put my things on the table and, not feeling tired, I took melatonin, trying to sleep. However, despite the melatonin, I had a hard time falling asleep that night. Thoughts of the woman I had picked up would not leave me. Throughout the night, I heard slight noises from outside my bedroom, but I put them down to the noise of my upstairs neighbor. I wished I'd been more suspicious before falling asleep. I woke up in a dark room, feeling sleepy and very thirsty. Reaching over to the table beside the bed to get water, I suddenly saw a figure crouched in the corner behind the dresser. It was haggard, and its skeletal fingers seemed to be reaching for me. I thought I was imagining things. I shook my head violently and made strange noises, even slapping myself in the face. Now that the figure was gone, I sat there in shock, unable to scream or utter a word. After the figure disappeared, the room fell into an unsettling silence. No footsteps or closing door could be heard. I grabbed my phone and called my father, telling him what had happened. He said it was probably a nightmare. I stayed in touch with him, gradually waking up and leaving my room to turn on the light in the living room. Thankfully, no one was there, and I looked around the space, making sure it was empty. I began to question my sanity, but I closed my bedroom door for the night, horrified at how the figure had looked at me. The next morning, I got up, drank my coffee, and got ready to go to the gym. When I got to the door to the lobby, I noticed that it was already open. My heart dropped. Was what I had seen last night real? I checked the apartment one more time and made sure no one was there. When I opened the back door of my car to put my gym bag in the trunk, I noticed wet yellow-brown stains all over the floor and that the blanket was missing. I wanted to scream or cry, realizing that a woman had probably slipped into my back compartment while I was in the gas station. I had either accidentally left my apartment open or she had somehow gotten in. I called my dad again in a panic, asking what to do. He advised me to see if anything was missing, and said that calling the police was unlikely to help if nothing was missing. I looked around the house and found nothing missing, just my blanket from the car. I skipped the gym that day and stayed locked in my apartment for a while, genuinely upset. I didn't want to live there anymore, so I decided to move after that month.